Hi, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Welcome, Kevin, from Kevin Loving Vibrations. I'm so glad you're here. Thank you.
Hey, Allie and everyone. It's so good to be here. It's been a
I
minute.
know. It has been a minute. We planned on this for like a month and a half, I think. It was
It
this happened and that happened. And the last time that I was on with you and Mel was so much fun. I thought it
Oh,
would be
yeah,
fun
it
to
was a
do
good
something
time.
else. Yeah,
Yeah.
Mel's fabulous. So,
Yeah.
but so are you. And so
Oh,
I'm so
yeah.
happy to be with you. Thank you so much. We are simulcasting here to Kevin's
Yeah.
channel. And I want you to know that I have a couple of political questions that are on my mind,
hmm
but you're welcome to put up your questions if you'd like as well. And we'll try to get to as many as we can. Both of us have commitments in about an hour. So we're going to be here until then. Hi, Terry. Have you met Terry yet at holding your
I
space?
I haven't. I'm
Oh,
subscribed to her channel. I joined for a minute this morning. Um,
good. Good. Yeah.
I had my
Yeah.
sister's graduation yesterday, or I would have been on Kevin Lewis's healing
Oh,
show, and I
yes.
saw that Terry was on. So, but one of
Oh,
these days
awesome.
soon, I'm sure we'll meet.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. She'll be in touch with you, I'm sure. So
hmm
I just want to say to other folks here, Heidi Craig and Seascape and Aries Wanderer, Piret's here, and Linnea is here, Carrie G and Therese Levine. Thank you so much for being here. EMC 235 Apple. Nice to see you. Hilda Flores, Katie's Dream and Wiki, and Sue Malik. Is that right? Sue Malik
I
or
believe
Sue
so.
Malik? Yeah.
Yeah.
Lisa Foster, Jamie Johnson, Emerald Buddha, Liz Reeves, Jolene Shumsky. Welcome, welcome, everybody. If I missed anybody, sorry. I appreciate you all being here, and I'm sure that we'll have a lot more coming in. So I'm just going to try to remember to say thank you to everybody that has, comes in later. But right now, we're going to go ahead and do some questions. So if you want to
Yeah.
put some in, go right ahead. Oh, here's one. I'll set it up. I'll click on it. And I'm going to start. I want to start with Lauren Boebert, if
Yeah.
that's okay.
Of course.
Did you hear the latest about her dad? Did
I
you hear
haven't heard
anything?
anything about her dad,
Okay.
no.
Okay. So apparently, her mother is quite a bit like her.
Mhm.
And her mother has filed paternity suit against this guy that she alleged was Boebert's father, and he was like a wrestler or something in high
Okay.
school or college. I don't know. He had the long blondish hair, and she's been bugging him and bugging him and bugging him forever and ever. And finally, the DNA test was taken, and it's zero, zero. So
Like the Maury show, you are not the father.
you are not the father. And I loved it, actually. It's because this woman is just as ditzy as Lauren is. So I guess
Right?
my question is, do you think she's going to find her father, or will her father finally
Mm.
be found? Or yeah, she's daddyless. Yeah. Oh,
Well, it sounds like sounds like her whole family, like they would be the perfect guest for the Maury or Jerry Springer show, wouldn't it?
absolutely. You know that it was cheaper for her to have her last son, because it was cheaper than abortion, she said.
Oh,
Or birth
yeah,
control or
I do
something.
remember a birth
Ding
control. Yeah,
dong. Yeah. Ding dong school. Yeah,
I just
absolutely.
heard yes. I do think that she will eventually find her biological father.
Okay. It would be interesting to see who that character
Mhm.
is, honestly. Thanks everybody for popping in and being here today. No, she doesn't, Earth Mama. She has no idea who her dad is. I get the ocean here. I'm thinking that
There's many fish
he's
in the sea that could
really,
possibly be
she's
there.
probably, yeah, you remember on Maury, speaking of, when he'd say,
Mhm.
this is the 18th person who might,
Yes.
who might be the father. So there's a lot of fish in the sea. But look at this, the gold coins. That's what the mother was doing with this guy.
Mm-hmm.
She was extorting him for money. And I don't know if she ended up getting any of it, but looks like he ghosted her mother. So oh my God. Yeah, I know. I think Oh, her real dad is hiding out and changed his name twice. I love that. Yeah.
Mm.
And there is an ocean of possibilities. Oh my God.
I do feel she will eventually meet her biological father, but I'm feeling like maybe there's like three men in question with it, maybe from the mom, but I'm getting
Yeah.
the number three really significantly. I
Okay.
agree with you. It was all about the money with this guy. There was a sneaky plan to get the money with the father.
Right.
Um,
Right.
but I do, and was he probably did he help raise her? I mean, obviously they weren't together. I don't think, but
I don't
her
think he did, but I'm not
not
sure.
at all.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
like the card of nostalgia and like childhood memories, but then I have, the family coming together. So I think it's a while out there, but I think eventually they'll figure out who her
It could be that
biological
the
father
mother wanted him to be, like you said, but maybe
is. Hmm.
the nostalgia is maybe he was the better of all of them.
Yeah,
She remembered more about that one than anybody else. Wow. That's great.
maybe
Oh,
on the
thank.
third time, maybe the third Maury show, she'll figure it out.
Uh-huh. Oh, Roberta says, I think you confused Kevin with the movie Mamma Mia. That's great. That's great. The other one I'd like to know a little bit or do a reading on, and I don't know if you've done him before, but is Robert Kennedy Jr. Have you
Mm.
done any readings on him yet?
Is that the one that's running against Biden? He's
Yes,
not
and
really a Democrat. He's a Republican.
he
And
is. But his dad was Robert Kennedy, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't feel any energy with him being a nomination or anything, but we can
Yeah.
take a look at that.
Okay. All right, Rebecca, I got your question. We'll put it in the. All right, let's see. He was an anti-vaxxer,
Hmm.
and I think he was condemned from Twitter. And
Okay.
so they finally have let him back in. Not that that says anything, because you know who's running Twitter. But
Exactly. That was going to be what I was going to ask. Did Elon let him back on? Doesn't
Yeah.
surprise me.
Yeah. All right. Oh my goodness. This is kind of a crazy answer.
What are you picking up?
Well, I'm getting angel energy.
Ooh.
And I got it twice. I got the first one I got was like a feather. And I'm just wondering if he's trying to channel his dad.
Mm.
And he's thinking, well, I have his name and, everybody really loved my dad. And so I'm going to be him, even though he isn't anything like him. I get the headphones in the middle and it says he needs to listen and tune out the world more. And, but yeah, I agree with you. I don't believe he's a serious Democrat. I don't.
No.
But I do think he is being guided by his dad. And I'm not thinking his dad is feeling that good about how he's being guided. Yeah, this is Robert Kennedy Jr., Hilda, and he's the son of Robert Kennedy. Yeah, he's running Democrat. Yep.
And it's so interesting that you're getting angel energy because actually, when I've seen his photo a couple times, I get really dark energy associated with him. Kind of makes me sick to my stomach.
I wonder if he's more Lucifer then.
Maybe,
the fallen angel. Yeah.
I don't see this going anywhere. I think he's very delusional, though. He thinks he's that bright shining star.
He does.
And that he's got a goal, he's got action coming in, he's got a plan. But he's trapped by something. He's very much stuck in the mental. And, not to diagnose somebody, but I do feel like murkiness.
I get it.
His campaign's not going anywhere. This is evaluating funds, not receiving the money that he needs, disappointment. He's got the tower in his future. So I think.
Oh, wow. Okay. So maybe he thinks he's an angel or he thinks he's that in a bag of chips. And so that's the energy. Yeah.
He's very delusional.
Yeah. Okay. It sounds about right because I think even his own wife doesn't believe what he did about vaccines. She thought he was kind of nutty about it. And Seascape says that his family sort of has disowned him. So that is really interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Oh, Lord, what are they drinking? Yes, Hilda. All right. I'm going to take some questions now from the chat here. So, 2535 Apple says, if Trump is indicted for espionage, will bail be revoked as too dangerous a flight risk?
Mm.
It should be, as far as I'm
Right?
concerned.
It should be.
Yeah.
I feel like he's being so closely watched, and I unfortunately I don't feel like bail would be revoked. I feel
Okay.
I've never personally felt Trump going to jail. I've always felt like maybe it's like some kind of locked down, secure medical
Yeah.
facility. Is what
Yeah.
I've always felt.
An asylum?
I just can't imagine them, you know, setting a new precedent for going after an ex-president, illegitimate ex-president, but
Correct.
ex-president nonetheless. But where bail's revoked and all of that. I mean, I'm not disagreeing with everybody. He's definitely very dangerous, but I feel like he has to be locked down in a secure facility, like a mental hospital.
Well, there is some dementia there. He keeps saying Joe
Mhm.
has dementia. There's something going on. It's not
I agree.
right. Yeah. Wow.
That's if he even lives long enough for them to even
Right.
have like the trial. Because I always get like major like red flags with his health.
Yeah.
Part of me almost feels like maybe he'll get the nomination and then before the election, maybe he keels over or something like that, and then they're scrambling to fill somebody in.
Yeah. I've heard that too, and that his vice president may have to run, like be elevated to the position. But that better not be MJ Green or
I don't see that.
Marjorie Green. I hope not. Okay.
I actually felt like the party might throw Tim Scott in. I got really weird feelings when he announced.
Somebody else mentioned that, and somebody else mentioned Byron Daniels, the guy from Florida. That perhaps he would be
around him, but maybe
maybe Tim,
but maybe Tim Scott.
Okay, that sounds interesting. Jane King, you're on the Olympic Peninsula. That's wonderful. I live over in Kent, Washington. So we are simulcasting to 2 channels here today. Mine's Heart and Soul Connected, and then we have Kevin's Loving Vibrations. And thank you all for being here today.
Yeah.
Thank you so
much.
much.
Go over to Allie's channel and subscribe if you're watching.
That's right. And go to Kevin's if you haven't yet.
Thumbs up for us. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much. So the Majestic Whale is who I have here, and you know who that is. And I get a lounge chair. I get a lounge chair, and I get a thief running away in the night.
Okay.
So I think they're going to make it cushy for him, but they're going to be, he's not going to be able to get away with it. Yeah. I don't, and I agree with you. Oh, the worst thing that could have ever happened to anybody in their entire world is me. What about this one? What about that one? They didn't get it. I got it. I don't know why I got it. Yeah.
Just throwing some cards. I feel like he may have to pay bail to get out. I don't think bail will be revoked. There's a bit of negotiation.
Okay.
But like he's having to pay bail to stay out. But I feel like they really don't want to set that kind of precedent too. So maybe there's a bit of negotiation between the two.
But there's just so many things he could run away from. It isn't one thing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What's that?
Indictment's coming soon, though.
Good.
Coming soon.
That's what we thought. We knew it was going to be June. Actually, I heard it was going to be around the full moon, but that's when it was announced that they had that tape of him. Yeah. So that has a lot.
I was feeling like maybe it could be May, but I feel like Jack Smith was getting so much information in May, and like really, I think that is when he was going back and writing up the memo, talking to Garland before the announcement, the indictments come. I don't know if indictment's coming this week. It could happen this week or next week, but it feels very soon.
Yep. Okay. Sounds good. So I'm getting a lot of people asking, will he do a deal with the Department of Justice, or will he, let's see, somebody else asked if he would be indicted for espionage. Will all his pardons be dissolved? I think that they're going to, as much as I would like to see everything that he put into place, including the Supreme Court, it would be such a mess
Yeah.
to have all of those things, even though he wasn't the legitimate president. I think it would be a mess to see that stuff, don't you?
And I honestly, I don't feel like that's going to really be put out there. It's going to be
Hmm.
several years before it is. I don't even think Trump will be alive when that happens. So,
Yep. Yep. He doesn't look well. He doesn't act well. He looks very pasty, and
yeah.
yeah, he's not well. And poor Joe falls down on the stage, and he
Mhm.
trips. I would have tripped over it too.
Right.
Any of us would have tripped over it. It's ridiculous,
It was an
but
accident. I don't feel.
it
I
was.
know some people asked if it was intentional. I wasn't
Yeah,
feeling that at all.
yeah, yep. Um, so Sheila wonders, will the DOJ still indict his cronies if
Oh
he
yeah,
passes or he leaves the country? Yeah. Okay.
absolutely.
Do you
And
see
I
the?
feel jail for his cronies and all those around him. It's like he's the one that's able to escape it or doesn't live long enough to have to
Right,
serve
right.
anything.
So you're thinking like Jim Jordan, even some of those cronies, or you?
Eventually, it's going to be a little bit farther up, but I'm talking about like all the lawyers,
Yeah. Okay.
Rudy,
Yeah,
Eastman,
Rudy.
all of those. And I
Yeah.
do feel there's quite a bit of people in the House and Senate um,
Hmm.
that get
Hmm.
investigated. Not all of them, I don't think, are going to be criminally charged, but I do feel like there's a lot of endings of careers for several of them.
Uh-huh. Yeah. So I got the rock here, which means to me
Mm.
that, they're moving on, and gold coins, I'm not going to save them. But Donald may be by this time.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I
For
do see them
entertainment
going
purposes.
after Josh
Yeah.
Hawley Terry. Yes, I do. And for entertainment purposes only. Sorry to cut you
Right.
off.
Oh yeah. Josh Hawley. Oof. Gives me the, oof.
Hmm.
My mother used to say the golly wobbles and the high fan tods. In other
Yeah.
words, the creeps,
Yeah.
So will any congressional members be found to be involved in the documents case? Oh.
In the documents case. Hmm.
Yeah.
I
Mark Meadows, it was Mark Meadows that was there when that tape was made, right? When he was telling everybody that,
I'm not sure if they've announced that or not. I wouldn't be surprised if it was the case.
okay. Okay.
I do feel like there is some energy around the question where there may be, I don't feel like a whole lot, maybe a couple, two, three
Uh-huh.
Congress members or senators that will be involved with the document case.
Okay. That makes sense to me.
Hmm.
But what is it? Is it Cochran's the one that turned state's evidence? Was he the one that told everything about what happened with those documents being moved by the guy, or was it
I
the guy
believe
that
so.
moved them? Yeah. Okay. It was the guy that was the maintenance man or something that was there. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Hi, aggravated progressive. What a name. That's funny. Thank you.
Ooh. Yeah, I definitely feel like there were some people involved in the. It doesn't feel like the Congress people though. There's a bit of a delay, so I think they're still looking into it. They have some leads,
Okay.
but I feel like when what starts hitting the fan,
Yeah.
everybody's turning on everybody and turning them in, trying to stay sitting pretty. It's not going to work for many of them.
So let's take. So what are your feelings around the
Yeah.
justice? Okay, the Justice Department being weaponized. Is that going to take off, or are we not going to see any of that result from that silly committee?
Oh, you mean the congressional committee? I don't feel like there's any steam behind that.
Okay. Yeah, because every time they say they have something, they really don't have it. Especially this thing with Joe Biden for $5 million or something. I
Or
don't
like
know.
the person that their big witness went missing, and now nobody can find them. Imagine that!
Yeah.
Isn't that convenient?
It's kind of convenient. Well, the other
Yeah.
thing was that they're criminals. Some of them are criminals. And we already know that nobody likes to believe Cohen. So why would someone believe another criminal from another side of
Right.
the other side, So, wow, fascinating. Andrea wants to know who will win the 2024 president. Ooh.
I feel very good and positive for Democrats and Joe Biden.
I
I
do.
don't know
I
who the
do myself.
Republican nominee is going to be just yet.
Uh-huh.
It's very murky when I tap into that energy. So I feel
Yeah.
like that's not quite set in stone. It very well could be Trump. Maybe something happens to him. I had a weird feeling with Tim Scott, although I don't
Uh-huh.
feel like he's popular enough to actually be voted in.
Yeah.
I'm not feeling anything with DeSantis. That's going to get really ugly between him and Trump here soon.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So I kind of feel like it's going to be Trump, and he doesn't end up making it to the
Making it to the end of the election. Yeah.
But I feel very strongly, and I've gotten many hits on Joe Biden winning, maybe not finishing out his second term, but that's when a lot of really good progress and changing in rules and regulations so that people are accountable, and a lot more progressive visions for our future happening,
Absolutely.
like 2025, 2026.
Uh-huh. I mean, I think he's one of the most underestimated presidents we've ever had. And I don't know what the deal is, why people wouldn't see either way that he reaches across the aisle. It's good for the Democrats. It's good for the Republicans.
Right.
And yet, all they see is the little tiny things that are in the weeds, so to speak. So I think he does a great job.
The press doesn't cover his accomplishments either.
No.
And Democrats do have a problem with their messaging. I see that getting better in the future. And it's interesting that so many people are concerned about Joe Biden and his age, because I think Donald Trump's a year younger than him. So a year or two younger. So they're pretty much the same age.
They are. Yeah.
But I really feel like all the craziness going on in the Republican Party, there's going to be charges and indictments coming. It's going to really be a circus between now and the next election. That's really going to turn a lot of voters off. And a lot of women and young people are very upset about the Roe v. Wade.
Oh, I know. I mean, Gen Z is probably going to save us. We all know that. Yeah. And the Gen Alpha that's coming up afterwards. But so I see Joe as the crystal. He's a shining light. And he will outdo the Trump in the wrestling ring, because he is a unicorn. He is a one of a kind. Yes, absolutely. Trump is a one of a kind, but not in the same way.
Yeah, and with that unicorn too, I'm also feeling like a lot of us have felt like he's been very much divinely guided into this role.
True.
So there's that element of magic and manifesting and winning with that, I feel.
Yeah, he really has. I just he's not perfect, but nobody's perfect.
Right.
So, he's better than a lot of other and I'm not a fan at all of Ron DeSantis. What he's done to Florida.
He's just as bad. He might actually be a little bit worse than Trump. Because
he could be. He's such a fascist.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. And so here's something about it. DeSantis took Medicaid away from 250,000 Floridians.
Oh, wow.
Yes, Gary, I did read, and actually, of course, Medicaid they took it away in this bill they recently passed, and they worked. There's some people that are going to lose it. They not only took away the Medicaid, they took away all the books from the schools, which is ridiculous. They took away. Oh God, he's signing all kinds of things in the dark.
Yeah.
But the best thing I think that could have happened was Disneyland hosting gay pride at Disneyland, at Disney World this June for Pride Month. I'm thrilled about that.
That's really got to tap him in the butt.
Yep.
Not happy about that. I hadn't heard that he took Medicare away from. As soon as I read that too, like, you have to think a big part of the population in Florida is elderly people that depend on that. And that is part of the Republican Party. So you're hurting your own constituents, your own base. I don't see that going well for him at all. Yeah.
Of course, Medicaid is for people up to age 54, I think. Medicare is for us older people. But still, usually Medicaid it's almost part and parcel with, I guess, Obamacare in some ways. It's a way of getting, if you can't afford it. And
Right.
I don't think that you don't get paid that much in Florida. There, I believe they still have 725. And I may be wrong. If anybody's from Florida, please tell me, because I don't want to say something wrong. But I don't believe they have a very high rate for working, So, yeah. All right. Yes, Happy Pride Month is right. Woo-hoo. All right. Let's see.
Yeah, I just don't feel like that's gonna hurt a lot of people and
It is.
people off from voting. But I do feel like there's a big scandal coming out about him and his wife and taking money. I see that in the couple cards I threw.
Okay. Wow. When he was running for governor, I don't know if it was the first or second time, his wife came on and did an advertisement for him. And she had said that he was chosen by God to go to Florida. Yeah.
Just like,
all right.
Just like Trump is the second coming of Christ.
I know.
So delusional.
So this is going to definitely affect the babies that he's making people have. They can't afford them. They can't get an abortion. So these ladies are having these babies and they can't afford to have them. And it's after the baby's born, it's almost as though the politicians say, we don't really care. We don't care. Now the baby's born.
It's into having a baby, and then especially if it's something that you can't financially care for, and
right.
But then no help for the baby once it's born.
No help for the baby. Yeah. Once they're born, all bets are off. That's right. Thanks, Rossi. I didn't know it was $15, but it's being phased in. Okay, that's good to know. That's better than what I thought. And he's being a demon, of course. And we need somebody to come in and save the day. We really do. And what he's done is also he's set it up so that he doesn't have to step down as governor while he runs for president.
Yeah,
he had to sign that legislation. Yeah. I miss Charlotte. I'd sue his butt for child support too. Oh, God. All right. Let's see. We got Rimpoche bags. Oh, rags. I'm sorry.
Oh.
I'm wondering if we have a sense of the Republican.
I kind of talked about it a little bit. I feel like it may be. I don't feel like it's totally set in stone, though. Like, it's very, very murky.
There's so many of them. Yeah.
Well, it was the same with, like, Kevin McCarthy after, because I felt like it may go to Democrats at the midterm elections, but only by, like, 1 or 2 seats. But I feel like that's still a possibility before the next voting. But when the next speaker, everybody was asking about it. I could see McCarthy, but I had a very hard time with it. It didn't feel very focused with the energy.
Right.
And as we know, he just barely got in.
Yeah.
So I just don't see it the most clearly yet. I feel like it may be Trump, though. Tim Scott kind of.
Yeah.
I got a really
and I have to agree with you. There's still so many people out there that have the Trump.
Mm-hmm.
Cult.
All of these people that are kind of running in with the 1%, I see them all kind of being phased out. I don't feel Mike Pence. I don't feel.
I know.
Chris Christie, absolutely not. No. I don't feel Nikki Haley. Maybe as a DC choice, but
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it may be Trump.
I just don't know. I don't even know right now why Mike wants to run. I think he should have waited anyway. But yeah. All right. Vanessa wonders if we have any news on Amy Coney Barrett leaving the Supreme Court.
I'm not feeling like it's going to happen in the near future. Maybe
it was mostly we were seeing mostly what's his face, but I'm not even seeing him anymore in the news. Clarence Thomas.
Oh, he's going to be back in the news.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
I kind
Do you
of
think he'll step down? Do you think he'll step down?
I don't know if he's going to actually say he's stepping down for this reason. It might be a medical excuse.
Right.
Feel he's in good health. It's really interesting because this really resonated. I had Susan Lin on my channel, and she was saying that like Harlan Crow and all of those, um,
Cronies.
billionaires that were giving a lot of the Supreme Court money, that they don't want the light shut on it, and they'll be going in his ear saying, "You need to step down. We don't want we don't want that
Okay.
attention drawn back on us." And that really resonated with me.
Yeah.
I feel like he is so conceited, um, and really just doesn't care about the abuse of power. Where he's really resistant to it, but I feel like maybe towards the end of this year, I do see Clarence Thomas stepping down.
It's really interesting because I watched that whole Clarence Thomas trial at the time, which was a long time ago, and
Yeah.
Anita Hill and so on. And then I watched the same thing happen with Kavanaugh. And it's like, I can't even believe that both of these men are there. And it's the things that they have done to women. Oh my, yeah. You know who's back in the news? First of all, I heard the name and I thought, oh, this person must have died because they brought his name up. Bill Cosby, blah, blah, blah. And I thought, oh, maybe he passed. No, he's got another woman who's going to sue him. Yes, going to sue him for, oh my God. Yeah, absolutely. All right. So you're still reading on Amy?
I'm just throwing a couple cards.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it's a while out before she goes. But whenever she leaves, there's definitely some dark secrets with her leaving, and some things she doesn't want to come out. But then I get that she gets some big news that comes out that makes her super anxious, and she packs her bags and darts out of there straight for the hill. Could be a couple of years ago. I feel like it may be like 3-4 years, something like that.
Okay. Yeah, I get here a focus on the future, so I agree that it's not now, it's later. And I'm getting here that it's going to be a fluid situation at the time. And so that might be exactly what you're talking about with her getting news and then leaving. Something is going to come out that's not so good. I'm wondering if she's going to be found to maybe have had an abortion or had an affair, or
I feel
I don't
like
know.
it has to do with her relationship or her I believe she's married, so it's something to do with the relationship, I think.
Yeah. Doesn't surprise me. Doesn't surprise. It's a lot of times it's the ones that are holier than thou that are caught up in that kind of a mess. So,
right.
Wow. All right. So here's one for us. What will become of Paxton since he admitted to election cheating?
Yeah. I definitely feel a big investigation into this. I had read on this, I think, on Mel's channel last week. I don't feel like they're going to have a whole new election, even though I think they'll be able to find out what he was doing. Unfortunately, I don't see that happening. But I see big investigation, and I don't think it's just Paxton that gets in trouble. Maybe it's even Abbott or others, statewide officials in Texas getting in trouble for the whole.
It would be perfect if they did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel a lot of pressure, a lot of investigation, and it's like a very strict eye looking down on them and just kind of, getting to the truth of the matter. I feel like he's going to, I don't know if it's so much about the election cheating, but I feel like all these other issues that he's in trouble for.
Well, you heard that he threw out like $2.5 million. I'm not dollars. I'm sorry, ballots that were mailed in. Yeah.
Yes. I don't know if he threw them out. I think, did he throw them out or
he wouldn't count them? He said they were illegal.
Right.
Yeah. But I really believe that because I watched those people in line in Houston, and I know that's the Democratic seat because I lived around there for a long time. But I'm pretty sure Joe won, and I'm pretty sure that Ted Cruz didn't win either.
I've said that too. We have to be careful a little bit about talking about, meddling in the election because YouTube kind of filters that a little bit. But I said
for entertainment purposes only.
Thank you. But I felt all along I got really murky vibes about Florida and Texas, and I felt like the Senate seat and the governor race should have went to Beto.
Yep. Oh, definitely. Yes. Beto was, yeah, absolutely. And a lot of Texans say the same thing, that they've been following Beto for a long time. And I hope he has a chance to finally be the governor. When I was there, Ann Richards was the governor, and she was a crazy woman, but she really did a lot. She really did a lot there. Yeah, definitely. All right, so we're going to move to China now. Let's see. What is China being so aggressive with our military ships and planes near Taiwan? Is Putin influencing that? Wouldn't surprise me. Wouldn't surprise me.
There's definitely a connection between Putin and China. I mean, obviously, I don't think that Putin's influencing the aggression, though. I think it's China and being territorial over Taiwan. And they're really fearful of the U.S. and Taiwan, making some kind of allyship or treaty to stick together, because China views Taiwan as their own land. So I feel like that has a lot to do with it.
There's been haven't there also been some today I was watching, and they said something about two ships that were close enough. Was one of them American, or was it Russian, or what was it? Do you know what the ships were?
Know. No, I thought it was between the U.S. and China, though.
Okay. I'm
pretty sure. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
But also, this really isn't anything new, because China does kind of sometimes get aggressive just to see where
they do.
Things.
Yeah, they do. You're absolutely. Yep. And I noticed that Iran also has been providing Russia with weapons. I don't know if they're drones or what they are, but there is some of that going on as well. So I know they're getting some help. And it wouldn't surprise me if China wasn't doing the same thing. U.S. and China. Thanks, Hilda. Okay.
I feel like, just throwing some cards on this, I feel like it may continue, and it actually may go a step too far, where maybe there's a plane or a ship that's damaged. That's really going to kind of freak people out for a minute. I think that it will be resolved. They'll be working hard. But I have like the Tower and the Devil, and then there's quick movement coming in here. So then maybe the escalation may continue a little bit, and it actually maybe like a damage of a plane. This is the first thing that came to my mind. And then people are, questioning, are we going to go to war with China? Did they take it too far? And them really coming in and de-escalating the situation.
Yeah, I'm getting that they're coming in like a lion. In other words, they're coming in really fast. But there's also something that they're wanting to draw their attention to. They probably just want to continuously be in the news. Like a lot of places do. In other words, we're here. Don't forget about us. We've also, and there's a lot of secrets and lies. So it wouldn't surprise me if he was working with Putin. Not at all. And I know he met with him, didn't he? Within the last 6 months or so.
They definitely have there's a lot of underground, deals in secret. Like I think they were saying that, they were getting some kind of Ukraine was saying that there was some kind of Chinese technology in the drones that they had shot down. So that they're working together. But is the reason why China's becoming more aggressive with the U.S. I don't feel like it has to do with Putin, although they clearly have a secret relationship.
They do. Yeah. I can see them. If both of them were going to go to war against each other because they're both big powers, but I see them as sort of allies against everybody else.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah. It doesn't matter. We'll be friends, but I don't think they'd be friends otherwise. Let's put it that way.
Right. It's convenience and
it's convenient. Yeah. Yeah. Valeria, is Russia or Trump involved with the death of FBI Robert Hassan in prison? I don't know about this. You don't know who it is either? Okay.
I felt no, though, when I read the question.
Okay. Was he in Russian prison, Valeria? I'd just be interested to know. I'd like to look into it. I know we have a couple of journalists that are still over there
Yeah.
being held, but I didn't know anything about this. But all right. So, okay, Carol, I'll ask this question. We know about what Paxton, but you're wondering if the Democratic Party might sue the state for voter suppression. That would be that's an interesting question. Depending upon the veracity of Paxton's comments, I wonder if they will get together and do that. I'm going to just pull a couple cards and see what
I feel absolutely.
Yeah. There's some really.
He was a spy for Russia, is what Earth Mama says. That Hassan.
Oh, he was a spy for Russia?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh, convicted. An ADX Superman Colorado. The movie Breach was based on him. Thank you, Sharon Ann. Okay. All right. Wow. All right. Oh, this is funny.
What are you getting?
Well, it's like Paxton is Teflon. He's Teflon man. He slides right off the spatula. And you know that he was convicted of some bad stuff and they reelected him, which is so crazy to me. It used to be if you did anything, you didn't pay your parking tickets, you were out. You had to leave,
right.
But now we do everything. I'm getting that a wild woman is involved, perhaps with wanting to sue the state. Somebody that's out there, somebody like a Fani Willis or somebody with guts, and they're saying, no man is an island. We're going to get this guy, and we got to relitigate this. Absolutely, yeah. I'm seeing that. Yep.
Yeah, I agree. I do feel like I don't know if it's Beto, but like the Democratic Party suing for it. And there's a lot more information coming out about this to the public. It is a really hard-fought battle, though. It's very tiring. It's not like it's an easy case. It's going to be well thought out. I don't know how successful I think it's going to be in the long run. It's kind of what I'm feeling, but I do feel like the Democrats will sue for the like I said, I almost feel like Democrats want to redo the election, or there's energy around that, and it's not successful.
It's not going to work. Yeah, no. I agree. Yeah, and I understand why they want to, because if it's talking about election fraud, gee whiz, yeah. But it's what's past is past, and so I agree with you. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But right. I do feel like it is going to actually help in future elections because, once all this information comes out, people will be watching for that again in the future. And I don't think that they're going to try for it again.
I hope not, because they'll have to overturn that when they just did a bill, I believe in Texas, that said that the attorney general could throw out the election results.
Right. Yeah.
And so they're going to, all these crazy things that are they can't win legitimately. So let's see what we can do illegitimately in order to win it. And once again, for entertainment purposes only. Yeah, we got to CYA,
Yeah.
All right. So Rossi, I don't know for sure if we can give you a time. But Kevin did think that it's coming. It's coming, that he's going to have to.
Like it's either in the fall or it's the end of this year, beginning of next year. Time's always kind of hard to quite pinpoint, but it feels like later on this year is what I was kind of feeling.
They ought to take Ginny too, honestly. The things that she did. Oh my God. Yes. They're two peas in a pod. Yeah.
I feel like actually maybe that is what actually gets Thomas out, is that her involvement with the January 6th and all the scandal around them, for his part, but also hers. It's like they make a deal, you leave, and we won't prosecute your wife.
Really? And I agree with that. I totally agree with that, because she could be taken in. Yeah.
That would be
Yep.
the only way that he would step down because he's just so stuck
Sure.
and arrogant.
Yeah, I know. That's true. Very true. Wow. Valerie, you're so cute. If we did any of this crap, we'd be in jail and removed from our
Absolutely.
positions. Absolutely. Oh, anything that we did, we would be in jail. You're
Mhm.
absolutely true, and it is. It gets old. We thought for sure that once Biden won, that we wouldn't be hearing all this BS anymore.
Right. And what I would say to you too, Valerie, is the message I was getting just from reading your question. Don't allow yourself to get sick. If you're watching the news all the time, take a bit of a break. Don't allow
Yeah,
it to affect your energy or your health.
she's
People will
pretty
get
good
their
about it. Yeah,
people will get
she.
their accountability and their justice.
Yeah,
We're just, you know, we want it to happen right now, and things are so slow. But
yeah, yep. But they are. All you have to do is take a page out of Trump's book, The Art of
hmm
the Deal, where he says exactly what he does and how it works out. Where he
absolutely.
repeats it over and over again, and then everything that is in that book is exactly what we all should have known. We all should have known that would be what would happen.
And that's what I think makes DeSantis more dangerous because Trump pretty much tells on himself before it happens what he's
That's
going to
true.
do. And
Yeah,
DeSantis is more smart and strategic. He
yeah,
does stuff,
yeah.
you know,
That's very true.
not
That's
so
very true.
blatantly. Hmm
I mean, talk about somebody who signals everything. You
Yep.
can't shut him up. You can't shut him up. Yep.
Yeah.
Wow. That's amazing. All right. So I don't know if this is a repeat. Oh, will China's economy cause Xi's downfall?
China's
Hmm.
got a hard time for a little while, but I do
Mhm.
feel it's going to take a little while before she's out of there. I'm sorry to say crazy sharp. I
Yeah,
feel like maybe like 5, 6 years.
I
And then
get
I
it.
really see the Chinese citizens really kind of revolting against their government and kind of like an uprising is kind of what I
Okay.
see.
I think that they think he's a star right now. They like
Mm,
him a lot. They believe everything that he's saying. And but yes, tick tock. I get the clock. Get the
yeah,
clock. Yep, yep. And there'll be something that comes out that he has done wrong and how they choose to. But I think it could be it's very dangerous in China too to speak out. You can't
it
speak out
is.
against the government there at all. Remember
That's what it is.
Tiananmen
I think a
Square?
lot of fear based
Yeah, it was
because a
awful.
lot of them were starving in China during COVID, and
Right,
um,
right.
so
Yeah,
and it's there's so much poverty. Like I do feel like there's a lot of people that are really not happy with him, but there's that
yeah,
fear element. You talk against him.
yeah.
I don't know what they do in China. I don't know if they throw people out of the windows like in Russia for entertainment purposes only. But
Well, yeah. And or Rwanda, or what is it? Where is it that they're killing gay people in
mm,
one of the African
yeah,
countries. Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not sure
And
the place off the top of my head,
yeah,
but
Ted Cruz said, "Oh, he doesn't think that's a very good idea, but he doesn't care about anybody here and what
mm,
what their rights are." Yeah. Valerie said, "Okay." She says she doesn't watch the news except for
mm,
a few minutes, but it's been going on for 8 years. It is
yeah, it's
yeah.
hard.
The
It's
wheels
hard not
go.
to allow all of the corruption to because we all see it so clearly. There's so many light workers and empaths in our community, and so we really
Yeah.
know and we can see through the illusion. So
Right.
it's so frustrating for us. But
Yep.
use that as a motivating force to get out there, get people to vote, to speak your truth. Don't allow it to bring you down energetically by getting frustrated because these people
Absolutely for
will be
anybody.
held
Yeah.
accountable.
Yep.
I get that
That's
she's going to be hanging on for a while, is what I'm thinking.
ooh. Okay. Okay. Yeah. They don't move too fast on any of their leaders. Mao was
Hmm
in there for a long time, and we've had others in there, and they make it very, very difficult for their citizenry. I have a lot of students, interestingly enough, from China in my
Okay.
classes, or I did before COVID, and they would come over here and be absolutely gobsmacked by what they could see on YouTube and other things. And
Mm,
one of my students was crying one day, and I asked, "What's the matter?" And he said he watched what happened in Tiananmen Square
wow.
on YouTube. And didn't know anything about it, and he didn't want to go back to China.
Yeah,
He wanted to
that's
stay
tough.
here. Yeah. Yeah.
I do feel like a lot of positive changes once Xi's out of the picture, though.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I hope
There's
so.
more
Well,
democratic.
we're having generational change. Generational change, I hope, is going to be, yeah, absolutely. Well, here's one from Anne. Did they release who paid Santos' bail? The judge said today somebody paid. Oh my God.
Oh, I hadn't heard that. I don't feel like it's been released yet, but I do feel it being released.
Wow. I can't believe he's got anybody on his side after all the things he did with animals, selling animals and stealing and lying. And
I hadn't heard about selling animals.
he did something where he got some dogs, and I can't remember exactly where he got them from, but he never paid the guy for them. And they're like, full breed dogs. And I don't know if he sold them.
He probably sold them.
Yeah, probably. He's and remember, I love the picture of him in drag because he's he's like such a contradiction. You know, he really is. Oh yes, a GOP donor. Yes. Oh, he sold someone else's dog. Okay. Yes, George Santos Anthony DeVolder Katara. Woo woo.
That's even his real name. Who knows?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the people who post his bill, it's going to be released. I don't know. I had heard that they were talking about it, although I didn't hear it was supposed to be today. But yeah, there's definitely light being shown on this, and it's very restricting for him. He's trapped, and this is like him having to head in a new direction. I said when he really started to come to the spotlight, and we were hearing stuff, I felt like he would be the first congressperson out of having to step down, and I still feel that way.
Yeah. Oh, he definitely needs to.
Even the summer, he'll have to leave.
Mm-hmm. I get angel wings, but I'm thinking to myself, it's somebody that's like a GOP donor, that's like an angel donor. Can you be anonymous and support, take bailout on somebody? I don't know if you can do that or not, but I get here. He's going to be charged. He has been charged, of course, and he's just a breath away of being thrown into the dumpster. Mm-hmm.
Is that the Deckard character?
Yes.
I've had that. I tried playing with it, but it really never resonated with me. But I watching other readers use it.
Other people with it. It's very funny. When I do political, I tend to like it because it always puts this funny aspect into it, I guess. And maybe we need that humor. I don't know.
Earth Mama says he's going to be convicted this month.
He is. Okay.
I hadn't heard that, but my guides told me summer. Yeah, he is going to jail. I agree.
Rossi wonders if Ukraine's forward attack will be successful.
I do feel it being successful, and I feel like it's already started. I was feeling that people were asking me if their summer, going back and going in hard against Russia, but my guys were saying that it's already happened. And I do feel like a lot of positive momentum forward for Ukraine, especially it feels like June, July.
Okay. Do you feel really good energy around him, around Zelensky? Do you feel as though he's, yeah.
It's weird because before in the past, obviously I felt like obviously safety was a big concern and that was coming through as the guides too, but I do feel like there is definitely some divine protection around him.
Yeah. I just sense he's certainly he's older than his years in a wise way. I often wonder if he was somebody, in the past that was reincarnated, that was a great general or something, because he's just got the gift. He's got the gift. I absolutely do. Yeah.
Ukraine's going to be doing good. I just threw a couple cards, but there's a lot of quick movement forward. I mean, this 8 of Wands too could be like, missiles, that kind of thing going through the sky. This is like quick success victory.
Uh-huh.
the battle. I feel like
Uh-huh.
they're really moving forward strong.
Wow. Yeah, Yogi Bear wonders if is Russia in the midst of falling apart.
Yeah.
I think so too. Yes. Yeah. Um, wow. Oh my God. So I pulled a flower,
Mm,
and you know that Ukraine is well known for sunflowers.
sunflowers,
So I
yeah.
think that's a good one. And they are ready to lasso this angsty teen,
Mm.
which I consider to be Putin because he doesn't act like a man of his age. He's just very strange.
Well, not
Very
even
strange.
just that. He's so wild and crazy. He's got
Yeah,
nothing to lose.
I know. I know. He doesn't, and he's not well either, is he?
No,
I'm not getting that he's
I
well.
I don't think he's going to be in the picture for too long.
Uh-huh.
Timing's always hard, but I do feel like he's battling a terminal disease. I don't know if that takes him out first or if somebody around
Uh-huh.
him does. I feel like somebody around him does actually.
It's very possible because he's gotten rid of some folks that got too aggressive, and you know he will do that. It's
Yeah,
crazy. I don't know this person, Jeff Jackson from North Carolina. Do you know who he
I
is?
have no idea who that is.
We don't know who he is. Okay. Um, it must be somebody that's running for maybe state or I don't know. I'm sorry, aggravated. I don't know. Yeah, we don't. Um, this just came up, and why not answer it? It's fine. We only got about 4 minutes left, and we got to go.
Yeah.
So, Vanessa said, I'm here. I'm both listening to you. Do you see her wish coming true? What I want.
I'm getting I'm getting like a maybe with it, and I feel like that there's some action that's required to make the dream come true, but it's definitely very possible.
Okay.
It's not something that you can just sit back and wait for it to happen. There has to be a bit of action. That's what I'm feeling.
Bit of action going. Okay.
But I do feel like I was feeling more yes than no.
Yeah, I got the visionary card here. So there's something that you've been wanting, of course, and you're wanting it to flow in a bit faster than it is going to flow in. But it's telling you just keep being a dreamer because, yeah, and maybe watch your dreams, Vanessa. Maybe watch your dreams, and you will know what action to take. But I think you're right, Kevin. I think she needs to take
with
a
that
little bit
visionary too. I feel like maybe even doing like a vision board and sitting in that energy and really manifesting it. But you're gonna have to get up and put some effort and energy into it.
Yep. Which doesn't mean to push it, but put a little energy into it and then let it go. Yeah. Absolutely. Well, Kevin, I had a great time with you. We've had a lot of folks here, and thank you all for being here on both our channels. This is a long time in coming, and I had a lot of fun. So let's do it again whenever.
Absolutely.
Yeah, whenever we get a chance. So thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. And thanks to the moderators and to those with the questions. Much love to you all. Much love. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone. Blessings.